Hey, I'm EJ Swatzel, and this is Old School at the Back Porch Antiques. So, license plates. I love license plates. Why? I'm not exactly sure. I'm always kind of had an affinity for automobilia, things that are tied to old cars. I like old cars, but there's just been, I don't know, an attraction for me to license plates. And I'll tell you a quick story as to one of the reasons why I like license plates. I found, actually my dad did, in the smokehouse of my great-grandparents' home, Dad found 2 pairs of Greene County, Tennessee motorcycle license plates that belonged to his dad, my grandfather. And he passed those to me, and it's kind of been a collector's thing since then. So I said a couple things there that might have sparked your interest. What do you mean Greene County license plates? How do you tell the difference? Or what do you mean a motorcycle plate? How do you tell the difference? But if you're interested at all in license plates, then this is the video for you. I'm no expert, but I know quite a bit about them. Now, there may be some of you out there that watch this and say, no, I don't know about that. Feel free to drop a question or something in the comments, and we'll discuss it. And you might be able to teach me something. But I want to just tell you a little bit, kind of an overview about collecting Tennessee license plates and how you can go about it, and a brief talk about maybe some value and things like that. But Tennessee license plates. So 1915 was the first year that the state of Tennessee introduced an actual assigned license plate. Now they would have looked a lot like this. That is a 1919 Tennessee license plate, and everything prior to 1919 would have been about the same size. Now, in my personal collection, 1919 is as old as I get because they get really expensive when you go back. As a matter of fact, some of the 1915 plates, 1915 Tennessee license plates, can go for around $3,500 each. And as a matter of fact, I only know of a couple pairs. Now, I say pairs. Most Tennessee license plates were sold in pairs. Up till about I'm going to say 1970. My collection, in the most part, is 1960s and prior, kind of the antique classic type license plates. So my collection starts at 1919 and goes all the way to, well, the middle of the 1960s. Now, you've heard people talk maybe about state-shaped license plates and square license plates. State-shaped license plates are as defined in the shape of the state of Tennessee. And that actually started in 1936. This is an example of an original paint 1936 license plate. Some collectors love original paint. Some collectors like repaints because they're prettier. I like really whatever I can get, but if I had my preference, it would be an original tag because they're only original once. They probably hold a little bit of a value premium in their original state. This is a pair of 1935 tags, and you can see the difference when you go to 1936. So, 36 through 1956, they were state-shaped. And in 1957, the United States kind of came together in an effort of uniformity and wanted everybody's plates to be square. So Tennessee kind of thumbed their nose at it and put the state of Tennessee inside the square. 1957 is the only year that they did that. And they were square after that. One of the most popular plates in collecting Tennessee license plates is the 1951 because it is orange and white. The University of Tennessee won the football championship in 1950, and in 1951 they commemorated that in making the plates orange and white, and they're extremely popular now. Somebody might ask, hey EJ, why does that plate have a P on it as opposed to a plate that doesn't have a P on it? Well, glad you could ask. The P represents a truck plate. The one below that represents a weight class. So this tells me that it's a truck and that it's in like a lightweight class. I have some more examples here. An F is for farm. A D is for heavy car. And heavy car, imagine a big Buick or Cadillac or something like that. And then that's kind of the direction you're going to go with that. Why do all these start with 12? 12 is the county code for Greene County, and I am a Greene County collector. And in these state-shaped plates, as a matter of fact, 1939 was the first year that they did it. Notice the 12. And this is 1938, which is not coded for county. Each county had their own tag prefix. And those went from the population size. For example, Davidson County was the most populous. It would have been 1. So if you see a plate that starts with 1 dash something, then that's a Nashville tag, a Davidson County. And those go all the way to Van Buren County, which is 95. Notice also this the small size of this plate. That's a motorcycle plate. And they were state-shaped through 1965 because they had some extra blanks. But that's a pretty valuable tag right there for several reasons. One, notice the issue number is really low. This is the second tag that was produced for Van Buren County in the year 1960. This being the smallest county and the highest number prefix, that means that there were a lot less tags made in this county than there would have been in, say, number 1, Davidson County. So that's why the higher the number, the harder they are to find, and oftentimes, sometimes, the more valuable. Then you've got kind of your vanity plates that hold some value. This particular one here is a Harrison Motor front plate. Harrison Motor Company was a car dealership in Greene County, and they're pretty well sought after. That's not in the best of condition, but it's pretty valuable. I like the Magnavox stuff. I looked for a long time for that one. I actually got that plate off of Henry Fannin. So you see a lot of those. This plate is kind of cool. This is one of the newer plates in my collection. This plate actually never made it to production, but it was made by the company that makes currently the Tennessee license plates as a possibility for a fundraising tag for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Another cool story is I work with Tennessee Federation of Fire Chaplains, and they were instrumental in having that monument erected. So that kind of holds a special place in my heart. But as far as value, any state-shaped plate that is original in condition will retail in the value of at least $100. Some older plates are worth more money. Some older plates are not worth more money. For example, the 1933 plate was right in the middle of a depression in which nobody was registering cars. So there were lots of them, and they're not very valuable. 32, 33 are not very valuable. But when you get back into, say, the 20s, here's a pair of 1927s. This one says front, that one says rear. They're pretty nice because they've kind of got Tennessee outlined there. That's a pretty valuable pair, probably in the $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 range for those pair. This motorcycle plate, I would think in probably the right place at the right auction would have a retail value of up around $2,000 to the right person. That might be collected motorcycle tags or Van Buren tags or something along those lines. 1951 plates, because of their orange and white, they will demand a little bit of a premium because you got a lot of collectors that aren't license plate collectors that would like to have some of those. They're in the $250 range. I think that's kind of a quick synopsis about Tennessee license plates, and just kind of spilled my guts there, but maybe that might be something that you could enjoy. And maybe you've got a few plates laying around that you might want to start a collection. Or maybe now that you've realized they're worth some money, you might want to sell them. Shameless plug, I do buy license plates, obviously. So come see me if by chance you have any for sale. If not, oh, one more thing. There were 2 years, I'm sorry, I omitted this, but I want you to know this. 1954, because of its wartime era, is a rare tag because they only made one instead of a pair. Okay, 1954 they did that, as well as 1942. Now my 1942 tag is in pretty rough shape because somebody scrubbed it trying to clean it, thinking it'd be worth more money. Don't do that. Bring them in dirty. They'll clean up. But 1942 plates were issued, and then this little tab was issued for 1943. You see that little tab that they added to the license plate to verify their registration for 1943. Some of those are pretty valuable by themselves. If they say C, then it's a regular tag. It's a regular car tag. You will also find these 1943 tabs for F, D, P, and A for motorcycle. And those are extremely rare. As a matter of fact, I have only in person seen one 1943 A tab. But anyway, here we are at the Back Porch Antiques, and that's my little synopsis on Tennessee license plates. Would love to share the hobby with you. Hope you can get passionate about it. If you like this video, like and share, and we'd appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.